Hey everybody, you're watching Om Sweet Om on the Armstrong Neighborhood Channel. Hey everybody, welcome to Om Sweet Om. It is nice to be back. I hope you're all doing well out there. I have one of my favorite guests with me today. Dr. Ed Amrhein is here. Hi, Dr. Ed.
Hello, Allison.
I'm just excited to have him here, and I wanted him to be my first guest after quarantine, because we have a lot to talk about in health and wellness. Like, we have a lot to talk about through this whole thing, and we've been quiet, so we want to make sure that we talk about it. But first things first, before we start into that, let's talk about where you've moved to. So Evolve Wellness Center has moved, and we are sitting in the new Evolve Wellness Center.
Yes.
So tell us about the move.
Yeah, we moved. We are in a bright teal building right behind Delaterra now. So
My favorite restaurant, so that's good.
It is 111 East Newcastle Street. Sadly, our band had to break up a little bit.
That's right. We had to break up the band, and I'm over at Center of Harmony now teaching yoga, which is awesome too. And one of our former partners, Josh Meter, so that has helped out to keep us all together. But this is a beautiful new space.
Yeah, no, we really like it. It works well for us. So now it's chiropractic and massage, and then I also get to do some of my one-on-one like movement coaching stuff that I do.
And training.
Yeah, and then the hope is also hopefully come fall we're gonna put in an infrared sauna. That's a
awesome
goal, which is definitely an immune booster. And
I wanted that during quarantine. Yeah, that would have been awesome.
Benefits. So, yeah.
And with you, of course, is Liv Rogers, Terry Sweet, massage therapists who are guests on Om Sweet Om as well, so we know them too. But this is a beautiful space.
Yeah, thank you.
So congratulations,
Yeah,
this is
you.
cool. And of course, I'm glad to be back as well. This is awesome. Let's talk about quarantine, right? Let's talk about this. I mean, so many fears came about in this whole process with health. And going back to teaching yoga now, I've had a million questions of, how do I keep myself safe? And people want beyond just, yes, you should wash your hands. Yes, you should use hand sanitizer, masks in public places and public transportation, things like that. Of course, all those things keep you safe and are good ideas. Yes. But I think a lot of us started to think a little more about our bodies, a little bit more about our long-term health, of how we can bolster our immune systems, right? How do we do that? So I guess we're coming to you today for Immune Boosting 101, right? And I know this is one of your specialties and something that I've heard you talk to patients about for years. And it kind of is that sort of scenario that, if the building is burning, right, you don't want to go and run and get a bucket. You want to have the sprinkler systems already in place.
Sure.
And so what can we do?
And to your point, what you're saying too, I hope that people have, it has been a learning experience, and hopefully people have been more introspective and have looked themselves in the mirror to, take inventory of what they're doing well, what they could do better. And you know me well enough that I like to keep things very simple. Like, yes, I have shelves of different herbs and things that I use, but the things that I talk day in and day out with people all the time are the simple things that don't cost any money, that everybody can do. The number one being sleep. Like, take care of your sleep. If you're only sleeping a few hours a night and you're going to bed, all riled up from watching the news or being on Facebook until 1 a.m., like,
there's a lot of that going on.
You're gonna tank your immune system. That's not good.
Right.
Sleep is so huge.
And we don't hear enough about it. I think a lot of people discount that, and they think, well, it's something else. It's, it's work, it's this, it's that, but sleep is huge as far as our overall health is concerned, and how many things it can affect.
Bolstering that house, not waiting till it's on fire then. that's part of it. Like that's strengthening your foundation to make sure that you're ready to take on whatever life is going to throw at you, no matter what the next virus is.
Right, exactly. Like this is, and this isn't new. I mean, COVID-19 certainly is epic, right? Sure. In that it's a global pandemic, but we face viruses every year and illnesses and things that our body needs to deal with. And there will be more.
Yep, because we're not ever going to live in a sterile environment.
Right.
We're not meant to be the bubble boy.
That's right.
We are, right, there's more viruses and bacteria and germs and things on and in us than we have our own human cells.
Right.
Like, that's kind of a crazy thing.
That is a crazy thought. This is a crazy thought. Now, what if all of this is creating the anxiety that you can't sleep? Some people will say, Dr. Ed, I agree, but now I can't sleep. I'm worried about catching COVID-19. I'm worried about what's going on in the world. I'm worried about all of my job, you know, the economics of this situation right now. What would you suggest to them?
Right, so practical steps. I mean, you're definitely more of the authority as far as meditating before bed, but anything that's going to start to get some deep relaxation, definitely shutting off your devices.
Turn off the screen.
Right, like getting away from all that stuff well before bed, you know, starting to calm down. I said whether you do a breathing meditation or you do some very slow, controlled, deep stretching, that type of yoga, foam rolling, anything to just bring about some relaxation in the body. Just lay on the floor, on the flat floor, and breathe.
Take a break.
Like, again, anything to just start getting out of your mind and into your body so that all that stuff, you can start closing those tabs, right?
Right. You picture that in the mind of what we are thinking about now and how can we begin to calm down. Right? And come back from this, because I think so much fear and letting go of that fear and forging ahead with our lives is very daunting for a lot of people. You know, it's yes, there are always going to be these fears in the world, and now how can we move forward? You know, and live better. It's just like you said, we all took a look at ourselves and said, hey, I have this time, you know, and I suddenly need to know, what to do with it. Let's talk about movement, because you and I were talking about movement and what we saw during the whole quarantine, right? And it kind of went two different ways, didn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Very interesting, right? As a chiropractor, I never had to fully shut down. We were deemed essential to help lessen the burden if, you know, because gravity doesn't stop, stress doesn't stop. So, you know, if people were hurting themselves, tweaking things, rather than going to their family doctor, going to the emergency room, chiropractors were allowed to stay open. And yeah, interesting talking to people and seeing it around town. You know, there's a lot of people who seem to move more during everything because they had the time. Maybe they weren't working, but then some folks who then had to work from home, sitting way more. They don't have their scheduled breaks, they don't have their scheduled lunch, and all of a sudden they're just hours upon hours go by, and
or their yoga classes, their gym was closed, and a lot of times I know it is hard to motivate at home. You know, you do work harder often in a class with other people. There's a different energy to it. And so I think a lot of people were like, well, you know, I tried a little bit at home, but it wasn't working out. And then we saw this problem with lack of movement.
Yeah, definitely. And movement is, again, this is all very well. We can pick up the medical textbook, the guidance physiology in there. Like, we know that movement is necessary for immune function. Our lymphatic system, which is the drainage and houses, and which is part of all of our lymph nodes, and that needs stimulated. It needs to move. If we are staying stagnant, then we are shooting ourselves in the foot. Right. And we even said that even when you don't feel particularly well, maybe you are a little run down, maybe sleep hasn't been the best, maybe some gentle movement will help that. Even the walk around the block might help that. And that's a huge concept, and I know I've personally been very guilty of that, of being very run down, having too much on the plate, and still thinking that I'm going to go to the gym and PR my deadlift.
Right.
And I go in there with that expectation, and then it doesn't happen, and of course not surprised,
Right.
because all systems are not go.
Right.
I'm not well rested, stressed out, blah blah blah. Like, why would I think I would be at my A game to show up and put that much stress and load on my system and on my nervous system? It's not going to happen. So
Right.
knowing when to, being self-aware enough to know that if you've not been handling the stress of all this well, that you need more of a recovery style movement practice, more gentle yoga, going for long walks, shaking.
Right.
You don't want to go too high intensity, because as much as that can be good for us when we want to be stronger, it is still stress.
Right.
And so we then have to recover from that, and that we can dig too big of a hole.
Right, right. And
So-
then if we weaken
Yeah.
the immune system, then we're more susceptible
Yes,
to
exactly.
disease, which makes it just a never-ending cycle.
Right.
Right.
And we've talked about that on previous shows. Like, we have to know what's the right season, when's the
Right.
right time to push or step back.
Right. But stopping, never the answer.
No.
It's
no.
just never the answer. And I think that's one of the main things to communicate, is that movement, there's a big range of whether it can be intense or
Yeah.
gentle, but don't stop moving.
Yeah, and that's something I literally say every day with patients. Like, unless you come in here with something fractured or fully dislocated, the answer is always movement. It's just what level, what dosage of movement is appropriate
Right.
for you at that moment, to make sure that you're giving enough movement to stimulate and to promote healing and restoration and sleep.
Right.
And not so much that you're crashing the system, that you're just long jumping past that line,
Right.
where you're re-injuring, or I said, or just
pushing
really,
too hard.
Yeah, pushing too hard. And again, and every day is going to be different. We have to accept that. And sadly, right in our society, it is this go big or go home, embracing
Right.
the romanticizing the grind, and there's a time and a place for everything. And
Right.
that is not all of the time.
Finding the balance.
There's a balance.
Right, and that there's no, and I think with a lot of people that I've talked to during this time and now back at classes, there's no magic answer to
No.
any of this. But it is pretty simple. We talked about sleep, we talked about movement. Let's just hit basic nutrition, right? And we all know, what foods are good for us and what
Sure, we
foods
should
are
all
probably
have a
not
pretty
the
good
best,
idea by now,
right?
yeah.
Right. But it's the balance. Of course, it's the
Right.
balance. I know I was joking with my classes that we were all baking a little more during quarantine, and that was my downfall, right? Right. I love anything baked, right? Cupcakes, all of that kind
See,
of
and
stuff.
for me, it was the opposite. I think not seeing as many patients, and I was cooking. I'm not a baker, but I was cooking a lot more, making stir fries, making different things. So I felt like I was actually eating a lot healthier.
Eating better,
Yeah.
right? Because you're not on the go, right? You're
yeah,
not
exactly.
grabbing things
Uh-huh.
that you shouldn't be
I
grabbing.
ate out just enough to support my local, the local businesses,
Absolutely.
but otherwise it was really a time to actually go more into the kitchen for me.
But when we're thinking about this nutrition,
Mm-hmm.
we do want to make sure we have that balance. But is there anything you would add into that? I mean, we talked about supplements not being a magic pill.
Sure.
But here in Western PA, there are a couple that we might want to add.
Yeah, right. So vitamin D is the hugest. Yeah, that's the biggest one.
Right.
We've been very fortunate.
We got some sunshine now.
Yeah, we've been very
Now.
fortunate this spring, summer. But on average, most people are very, very deficient in our area. So
Right.
and same thing, like, you don't really want to be waiting until cold and flu season, which I would argue that there's really not such a thing. That it's literally that it is the lack of vitamin D. It's people
Right.
starting to not move as much, less fresh food, more sugar. It's all these things that come together that we
Just like what we were just talking about having
Right.
happened.
Exactly.
Right.
But so vitamin D, I mean, for most of us who, for us, if we're pale complexion, you don't need much to get your daily
Right.
amount. The more tan, the darker skin you have, then you do need to be out there a little bit more to really get your dosage. But yeah, vitamin D is huge, and from what I've been seeing, there actually has been some preliminary studies of showing people who have better vitamin D levels in their system recover much faster to COVID.
That's interesting,
Yeah,
isn't it? Something that simple. Again,
Yeah.
this is not, it's not complicated
Not
at all.
complicated, right? For the most part, it's free.
Anything else you would add in?
Magnesium has always been a huge one for me working with patients.
Now, in the fitness world, I always think of that as better recovery time from workouts. But
Right.
tell me more about it. What does it do?
It's basically nature's muscle relaxer. So for sure, and that's where it goes hand in hand with the recovery and stuff. But it's huge with sleep, because for sure, if we're deficient and we're holding onto a lot of tension into our body, it's used very commonly with all the different types of headaches, people with TMJ, clenching issues, patients that I see that I'm adjusting and doing muscle work on, and they're doing the homework that I ask them to do, but they just keep this tone to their tissues that just will not go away.
Right.
Magnesium is the first thing that I usually go to. It's involved with neurotransmitter metabolism. Like, I think magnesium's up to like over 900 different metabolic processes in the body. Like, so it's creeping up on calcium, basically, of like number 2. It's the number 2 mineral. It's just very important.
Okay, interesting. Interesting. And again, all of these were so simple. So, we're going to get some more sleep, and that's going to help us.
Yeah.
We're going to move, right? We're going to get outside. The first show I ever did with you, we talked about forest bathing, and I'm really kind of excited to see more people outside.
I agree.
Outside walking with their families, outside getting
totally
fresh
agree.
air. So we're going to add a little more movement, and that's going to help us. We're going to eat right, and then we're going to bolster that immune system, right? I mean, once we do those things, we can take on whatever comes our way, right? And have a little more confidence in our bodies that we can do that, right? I think that's part of this too, is feeling like, I got this.
Right. And think the word confidence, right? If you are actually very prepared for taking a test, right? You were a teacher. Or if I'm prepared, I feel like I've done my due diligence to prepare for a fight or something like that, then I'm gonna be able to be more relaxed and calm and rest better. And there's a lot to be said about having that confidence and not just being so just chasing your tail in this fear cycle
of panic, really.
Panic.
And I saw a lot of that, and we all relate to it, of feeling afraid. And all of these things can help us kind of overcome that. That's awesome. Well, Dr. Ed, thanks for joining us today.
Yeah, you're welcome.
I'm glad you're my first show back. This is
honored.
awesome, and we are glad to be back. And if people need to get in touch with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Best way is to call or text. The phone number is 724-453-4848. We're on Facebook and Instagram. Those are the easiest ways.
Stop by the new Evolve Wellness Center.
Yeah,
come and see it. Well, thank you so much. Of course, you are always welcome here, and we hope that you will be back on future shows and that we will see you soon.
I'd be happy to do so. Thank you.
We're going to work on the movement part. That's what we're working on next, and you can join me in a moment on the mat. Hi, everybody. Welcome back. We're going to do a little yoga today. We're going to work on all of that movement that we were talking about with Dr. Ed, boosting our immune systems. And there's no better way to do it than when you're surrounded by flowers. I'm here at Gardner's Farm and Greenhouse. It is brand new, gorgeous building located approximately 6 miles north of Zelienople on Route 19. I love the Gardner family. They are yoga students of mine, and they also help me to grow beautiful flowers at my own house, which is a challenge for me. So if I can do it, you can do it. You got to come up and take a look. It's absolutely beautiful. So I said, this is the way I want to live. I want to be surrounded by flowers when I'm doing yoga. This is really a special treat. We're going to do a little movement today, and as always, we're going to give you lots of options, either to keep it as simple as you want, or to maybe bump it up. As we come out of this quarantine and we want to get moving, let's challenge ourselves a little bit with our yoga and boost that immune system, giving ourselves something every day to work towards a healthier body and, of course, a healthier mind, letting go of some of that fear and anxiety that I think we all felt during quarantine and really starting to embrace the good, right? Starting to embrace new possibilities. A lot has changed in this time, and we need to embrace it and move forward. So let's just bring it out to Tadasana. I want you to take a couple of deep breaths in and out, just releasing some of that so that we can take a big inhale, fill the chest. Maybe you close the eyes. Maybe you just take a couple deep breaths in and out. So starting your practice just with that meditative moment to bring yourself to the mat. You don't have to do anything else right now, just a little bit of yoga. Then let's take a deep breath in all the way up. Exhale those hands to heart center. Another one. Big breath in. Really press those feet into the mat. Exhale, heart center. One more deep breath in. Exhale those hands to heart center. Nice job. Let's take it to the top of the mat. A few sun salutations. We are right near the summer solstice, right, as we start into July. So we want to use all of that energy and create a little of our own in the body. Nice deep breath in all the way up. And let's exhale, swan dive down, forward fold. Inhale, those hands to shins, halfway. Exhale, release, forward fold. Inhale, hands to shins. And exhale, release, forward fold. Plant those hands on the mat. Right leg steps into plank. Left foot steps to meet it. Let's take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And pressing it all the way back, downward facing dog. Maybe a resting breath. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Gaze between those two hands. Step, hop, or jump. Nice big sun breath in all the way up. Exhale those hands to heart center. Let's inhale, right leg steps back. Crescent lunge. Exhale, release, humble warrior. Arms down alongside. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Let's flip the palm. Lean out over your leg and reverse it. Nice deep breath. Reach as far as you can. And then exhale, cartwheel to the mat. 2 feet into plank. Those knees can be up or down, your choice. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And press it back, down dog. Gaze between the two hands. Step, hop, or jump. Here's that big sun breath in. Open the chest. Exhale, heart center. Let's inhale, left leg steps back. Exhale, release, humble warrior. Arms down alongside. Big inhale all the way up. Exhale, open up. Little warrior two, flip the palm. Lean out over your leg. Reverse it. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Cartwheel to the mat, 2 feet into plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And down dog. Now here's that big resting breath. Inhale up. As you exhale, press those heels back a little further. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Gaze between the two hands. Step, hop, or jump. Big sun breath in. And that swan dive down. Forward fold. Reach for the toes. Inhale, hands to shins, halfway. Exhale, release. Inhale, halfway. Exhale, release. Take a big sun breath in. All the way up. Exhale those hands to heart center. Let's add to it. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, release, humble warrior. Stretch those arms out. Big airplane wings. You can hold it right here. You can shift forward, point that toe. You can let it rise up into airplane. Nice deep breath in. Maybe work those arms, press them together. Then stretch them out wide. Inhale. And exhale, one more. Inhale. Exhale, reach. Bring the foot back down. Arms go up. Warrior one. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Let's flip the palm. Lean out over your leg and reverse it. Nice deep breath, big reach. And then exhale, cartwheel to the mat. 2 feet into plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. All the way back, down dog. Let's gaze between those 2 hands. Step, hop, or jump. Big sun breath in. Exhale, heart center. Let's try the other side. Left leg steps back. Crescent lunge. Exhale, release, humble warrior. Reaching those arms out. Big airplane wings. Little shift. Maybe you just point that toe. Maybe it rises up into airplane. Let's inhale and press the palms together. Exhale, stretch it out wide. Inhale. And exhale, one more. Nice hard press with the hands. Big wingspan, stretch it wide and bring it back down. Arms go up. Warrior one, hard reach. Exhale, open up. Warrior two, let's flip the palm. Lean out over your leg, reverse it, deep breath. And then cartwheel to the mat. 2 feet into plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And press it all the way back. Gazing between those 2 hands, step, hop, or jump. Big sun breath in. Exhale, heart center. Let's do one more round, see what we can add. Inhale, right leg steps back. Exhale, release. Arms down alongside. Big inhale all the way up. Now, can you reach up for the sky? Big reach with the arms. Then we're just going to hinge that hip forward. Maybe you can take it right to that warrior three. Now, maybe take a deep breath in. Maybe we can draw those elbows in. Draw that knee in. And stretch it out long. Bring it in. Stretch it long. One more, bring it in. Stretch it out long, bring that foot back down. Reach it up. Exhale, open up. Let's inhale, press those palms together. Exhale, can you sink a little deeper? Inhale, press. Exhale. One more, inhale. And exhale, reach, just hold it there for a moment. And cartwheel to the mat. 2 feet into plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. And our down dog. Gaze between the 2 hands. Step, hop, or jump. Big sun breath in. Reach it up. Exhale. Heart center. Let's inhale. Left leg steps back. Exhale, release, humble warrior. Arms down alongside. Inhale. Hard reach. Little warrior one. Then just hinge at the hip. Reach it forward. Maybe we can take it right to that warrior three. Take a deep breath in, reach. Bring the elbows in, knee in. Stretch it out long. Bring it in. Stretch it out long. One more, bring it in. Stretch it out nice and long, bring the foot back down. Arms go up. Exhale, open up. Warrior two. Inhale, press. Exhale, reach a little more. Press a little more. Inhale. And exhale. One more. Inhale. And exhale, reach, hold it right there. And then cartwheel to the mat. 2 feet into plank. Take it down through chaturanga. Cobra. All the way back. Down dog. Inhale up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale, release. Inhale up. Exhale, release. Just bringing those knees down to the mat. Little cat-cow breath. You catch your breath. Everything comes back to neutral. Couple of deep breaths in and out. Then let's bring it to that neutral spine. I want you to widen out those hands. Widen out those knees. Inhale that right arm up. Exhale, thread the needle. Push it through. Inhale. Take it up high. Reach a little more. Exhale. One more. Inhale. Nice and high. Exhale, release it. Can you lay the shoulder down? Lay the elbow down. Maybe you can extend that left leg, push into the toes. Maybe you can let that left leg rise up. Maybe that left arm comes out. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Bring it back down. Press up to that tabletop. And let's try the other side. Widen out the hands. Widen out the knees. Lots of space for the shoulders and hips. Then inhale that left arm up. Exhale. Thread the needle, push it through. Inhale. Reach a little more. Exhale. Send it through. Last one. Inhale up. Reach as high as you can. And then exhale. Thread the needle. Let's lay that shoulder down, elbow down. Extend that right leg. Maybe it rises up. Maybe that right arm reaches out. Nice deep breath. And bring it back down. Press up to that tabletop. Great job. Little cat-cow breath. Back to neutral. Creating a little length along the spine. And then bring it to center. Right hand in front of the face. Right knee in line. Left leg extends. Take that left arm all the way up. Little side plank. Now you draw the belly in. You reach a little higher. You decide. Maybe you stay right here. Maybe you extend those legs. Maybe you lift that left leg up. Nice deep breath. Take it as high as you can. You got this. Then bring it back down. Let's try the other side. Left hand in front of the face. Left knee in line. Extend that right leg. Right arm goes up. Lots of reach. Now you can even lift that right leg if it feels good. You can extend both. You can extend and lift. Nice deep breath in. Take it as high as you can. And then bring it back down. Great job. Little cat-cow breath. Maybe you press back. Child's pose. Nice deep breath. And then let's rise up to standing. Right foot comes through your hands. Left foot comes to meet it. Take that big sun breath in. And then exhale. Bring it to heart center. One more deep breath. And exhale. Now reaching back for the right foot. Let's grab onto that right foot. Little bend in the left leg keeps you in place. Little energy in that left arm. Reach it out. Then we just hinge forward. Take it into King Dancer. Couple of nice deep breaths. Take it as far as you can. And then bring those 2 feet together. Sink it down. Utkatasana, chair pose. Inhale, lift, lengthen. Use that exhale. Can you go a little lower? Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower still. One more. Inhale. And exhale. Big release, forward fold. Tuck the chin to the chest and let it rise back up. Big sun breath in. Exhale those hands to heart center. Now, instead of grabbing onto that right foot, can you just lift it up to 90 degrees in front of you? Nice deep breath. Now, just hold it there. Maybe that's challenge enough. But if you can, we're going to take that right leg, push those arms up to the sky, and just step that leg back. Big lunge. Nice deep breath. You've got it. Keep reaching. And then slowly step those 2 feet together. Big sun breath in. Exhale. Hands to heart center. Now let's try the other side. Taking a hold of that left foot. Little bend in that right leg if it starts to wobble. Little energy in that right arm. Reach it out. Then you just decide. Maybe it stays here. Maybe you can hinge forward at the hip and begin to take it into King Dancer. Nice deep breath. You've got it. And then step those 2 feet together. Our Utkatasana chair pose. Sink it down. Draw the belly in. Inhale, lift and lengthen. Maybe it goes just a little lower. Maybe just a 1/4 of an inch. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Inhale. And then that big release, that forward fold feels so good. Tuck the chin to the chest. Let it rise up. Inhale those arms all the way up. Exhale, heart center. Now, just taking that left leg. Little balance challenge. Lift that left leg, nice right angle in front of you. Now you can hold there. If you're like, that's enough balance challenge, we can stay right there. If you want to take it a step further, push those arms up. Nice length, and just let that foot float back into our lunge. Nice deep breath. Reach the arms up. Nice and high. And then exhale. Step those 2 feet together. Take that sun breath in as you come to the middle of your mat. And exhale. Those hands to heart center. So working on that little balance challenge that we just played with. Let's see if we can take that right leg up again. And just lift it in front. Now, as we start to lift those arms up, can we open the arms and bring that leg into tree? Just taking it nice and slow. Deep breath in. Lots of lift. Lots of length. Use that exhale. Press into the mat. Another one. Nice deep breath. And then exhale those hands to heart center. Just cross that leg over. Sinking it down. Little gentleman squat. I'm going to turn mine to the top of the mat so you can see what I'm doing. Taking it down just a little bit further. Maybe you reach those arms out. Maybe they come all the way down to the mat. If you want a challenge pose today, little one-legged crow, just hook that arm around and let that leg float up. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Walk those hands back and take that big sun breath in. Back to the middle of the mat. Exhale. Now let's try the other side. So we shift the weight. We bring that left leg up to 90. And just pushing those arms up. Let's let them open out. Take it right to tree. Nice deep breath in, lift. Lengthen the spine. Use that exhale. Just keep rising up. Then those hands come to heart center. Cross that leg over. Little gentleman squat. Now, if that crow isn't accessible, that's all right. Maybe just add a little weight. those I dream of genie arms. Maybe those arms reach out. Maybe they just reach for the floor. They don't have to go all the way down. Just put a little energy into them. Reach. Nice deep breath. And then slowly lower it up. Shake out the hands. Shake out the feet. Let's take it back to the top of the mat. Big sun breath in. And a swan dive down, forward fold. Plant the hands. Step it back into our plank. Nice strong plank. Draw the belly in. Let's inhale that right leg up to the sky. Press away from the mat. And then exhale. Knee to nose. Set it down into pigeon lunge. Now, hands on either side of the thigh. I want you to press that spine nice and long. Lift with the crown of your head. So we get as tall as we can in pigeon. Now, you can hold there. Maybe you reach for the foot. Maybe you can play with that balance. Come up on the fingertips or let that arm rise up. Nice deep breath. Keep reaching. You've got it. And then exhale. Let it fold back down. Now press up nice and high. And just that little fold forward. You can stack those fists. Let your head rest. Couple of nice deep breaths here. If you want to add a little twist, you can take that right arm and just thread the needle again. Wrap that shoulder and lay the head down. Nice deep breath. And then we slowly rise back up. Find that tall posture and go ahead and roll to the right hip. Left leg wraps around. Coming into cow face pose, I want you to wrap the right arm around. Send that left arm behind. Take a deep breath in. Lift, lengthen the spine. Use that exhale, create that little twist. Another one, nice deep breath. And twist a little more. Then we slowly bring it back to center. We're going to take those legs out in front of us. Shake out the legs. Sit up nice and tall on the mat, up on the sit bones. Those fingertips face your backside. I want you to press into the heels, press into the fingertips. Maybe you just lift your backside up off the mat. Just a little lift. Maybe you can take it all the way to upward facing plank. You decide. Maybe you lift it up. Maybe you can drop the head. Nice deep breath. Keep rising up. Press that belly up. And bring it back down to the mat. Nice job. Now, right leg is going to swing behind. Left leg is coming into pigeon. Hands alongside the thigh. Pressing up that long spine. Take a deep breath in. Little lift. Lengthen. And then maybe you can bend that back leg. Maybe you can reach around for the foot. Maybe you come up on those fingertips. Maybe you let that arm rise up. Take a nice deep breath in. And then exhale. Set it down. Press up long again. And then fold forward. Stack the fists. Let the head rest. Just a couple of deep breaths. If you want to wrap that arm, that left arm shoots through. Wrap the shoulder and relax the head. Let it rise back up. Let's find the top of that posture. And we just shift to the left. Wrap that right foot around. Go Mukasana, cow face pose. Wrap the arm around. Right arm behind. Nice deep breath. So we lift. Lengthen the spine. Use that exhale. Little twist. Another deep breath in. Exhale. then bringing it forward once again. Let's stretch those legs out nice and long. Pressing into those heels, bringing those fingertips to face your backside. Now you decide. Maybe it's that little lift. Maybe it's all the way up that upward facing plank. Drop the head. Nice deep breath. And then exhale. Just let it slowly come back down. Now, we're going to grab on just below the knees, plant the feet on the mat. Again, I want you to sit up nice and tall. So we just give that little pull. Pull ourselves up. Long spine. Reach those arms out. Those same arms we used in King Dancer. So a little energy in the arms. Slowly begin to recline. Maybe those legs come to 90. Maybe they take that full V. Widen out those arms. Deep breath in. Just hold it right there for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Butterfly the feet. Let that head just slowly relax. Deep breath. You can even weave those arms underneath. Drop the head. Nice deep breath. And let it rise back up. One vertebrae at a time. Bringing those knees back to center. Pull yourself up nice and tall. Let's take one more boat. Bring those hands to heart center. Slowly recline. Coming to 90 or that full V. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Butterfly the feet. Little release. And then let's bring it back. Straighten those legs. This time, put those hands facing the fingers, face your backside. Right underneath, we're going to press the chest up to the sky. Slowly dropping onto the elbows. Fish pose, drop the head. Couple of nice deep breaths right here. Keep lifting in the chest, press the belly up. Nice deep breath. And then we're going to slowly lower down to the mat. One vertebrae at a time. Widen out those arms into a T. Let's take those knees and bring them into the chest. And just drop them over to the right side. Maybe we extend that left leg out nice and long. Little twist, gaze out over that opposite arm. Nice deep breath. See if you can release into that twist. And then slowly bring it back to center. Draw the knees into the chest. Nice tight little ball. Take those arms out wide. Let them fold over to the opposite side. I'm going to extend that right leg out. Press the right shoulder into the mat. Gaze out over that hand. Nice deep breath. Then slowly bring it back to center. Knees into the chest that one last time. And then we extend those arms nice and long. Reach those feet out. You can widen out. You can bring the arms alongside. You can take a few minutes in Shavasana, and I encourage you to take as long as you want in that Shavasana. Allow yourself to relax into the mat. Breathing in all that's good, we're going to let go of a little of that anxiety that we've felt over the past few months. And I want you to take in a little more hope, a little more peace, gratitude, and love. And if you find you have a little extra, I want you to share it with the world. So take this time as Shavasana on the mat. It's really good to be back with you. And my thanks to the Gardner family for welcoming me here today, this beautiful location, surrounded by flowers, surrounded by life. I think that's what we all need right now. Let's take those arms out to either side of the body and a nice deep breath in. We bring those hands to heart center and take a few moments just to release and relax on the mat. Find the light within you and take it out into the world. Namaste.